LCT is one of the longest standing airsoft brands that we have so far, especially when it comes to Eastern Bloc models. They are revered for their design. They are so close, so one-to-one to the actual model, and that's in no short part due to the fact that the factories that they use to make these are also used to make real AKs as well. However, in recent years, we have noticed they have kind of fallen to the wayside. We've seen a lot of newer companies come out of the woodwork actually innovating on the AK platform, while LCT more or less has been kind of the same. Until today. Today we're going to be taking a look at a few of the most exciting new models that LCT has put out for the year 2024. While more or less the externals are going to be the same great quality that you know and love, the internals have indeed been updated. We're going to be taking a look at those. And don't worry if you don't see any of the models here that you really like. Don't worry at all. LCT in the future will be re-releasing a lot of their old original lineup, but with the new updated internals as well. The first gun we're going to talk about is going to be the LCT LPPK-20. No, that's not Spanish. That's actually what it's called. This is going to be sporting a full steel construction. And just from here on out, for the remainder of this video, every single LCT model we're going to talk about is going to be using steel construction. In fact, I think they were one of the very first companies to actually use steel construction for the receivers. Obviously, you're going to be getting traditional PP20 furniture. Two of my favorite standout features on this bad boy has to be the top rail. The fact that it actually is on there already on the dust cover. You don't have to worry about assembling it or anything. It's already there. Very, very convenient. And the fact you actually get two mid-cap magazines using their own version of the mag couplers or ready mag system. Very, very convenient. Very, very cool to see. Another important thing to note is that LCT, because they were the first manufacturer to come out with the PP19 Vityaz design, that sort of platform, their magazine is going to be of a proprietary design. I know we have other manufacturers now coming out with their own version of the PP19s, Vityaz, PP20s, and they're going to have their own design as well as far as magazines, but it is going to come included with two of its own proprietary style magazines. You might get it to fit on other brand magazines, but honestly, we would recommend sticking with its own LCT brand mags just to be safe. If I'm being completely honest, I have to admit, I genuinely believe that the PP19, Vityaz, the PP20, that platform itself is probably one of the best platforms you can get. Probably one of the best SMGs that exists out there in terms of airsoft. It performs a lot better than the MP5 right out of the box. It definitely feeds a lot better. Even though it is using its own proprietary magazines, it does feed a lot better. It's using a version 3 gearbox, which LCT, I gotta be honest, I do think they make one of the best robust version 3 gearboxes you can get on the market. So there are actually a lot of pros with going with this platform. And let's be real, it's an AK. AK is already cool, but an AK at 9mm, that's even cooler. Moving on to the next gun on our list, certainly Boaz's favorite, not my personal favorite, at least not yet anyway. It's going to be the LCT AK-104S. You want an AK for the 21st century? There you go. Look at this. Let's address the elephant in the room, this rail system. This looks absolutely beautiful. This aluminum M-Lok handguard on here. Very space age, very sci-fi, nice and chunky, but not too much. Very, very streamlined. Very, very cool. And of course, you get a Picatinny end cap as well, so you can attach your MPX or MCX style stock. I know those are the rage these days. Boaz has an absolute massive hard-on for one of those. And of course, when it comes to your receiver, full steel construction, as it should be. An all-round beauty of an airsoft gun. Other features are going to include some updated polymer like the pistol grip and the magazine actually. In addition, just like most AK-74s and 104s, you are getting the optional side AK mount to add any sort of aftermarket optic mount on here of your choice, just like we've done so as well. At its current length, the LCT AK-104S is ideal for both indoor and outdoor. Not too long, not too short, just somewhere right in the middle. However, LCT, if you're listening, we need this. We need AK-74U with this M-Lok hanger. That would be an absolute dream. But in its current configuration, this is definitely a gun that I would highly recommend for anyone looking to complete any sort of hyper modern, maybe even slightly futuristic Eastern Bloc kit. This would definitely be the model I'd recommend. The next gun we're going to talk about on the list is going to be my second favorite gun from LCT to come out so far. It's going to be the LCKM AEG. This is going to be, again, just a very, very long version of the 74.
Wait, you said that's your favorite?
Second favorite.
You like that more than the more modern AK-104S?
Yeah,
Why?
It fits my aesthetic. I
Yes.
like the longer ones, alright?
No.
What can I say?
No.
Like I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by Boaz, this LCT is going to be using full steel construction for its receiver. You'll love to see it. Updated polymer for the pistol grip, the magazine, and the full stock, which I'm happy to announce, it actually is truly rear-wired, meaning you have plenty of battery space in the rear. You don't have to worry. Yeah, you don't have to open up the dust cover at all. It's all going into the stock. Very, very cool to see. And you get plenty of space as well. And then, of course, you gotta have the new M-Lok handguard on here. It just looks so clean, especially in this longer configuration. Nice and chunky, nice and sci-fi. It just looks good. And overall, an aesthetically pleasing AK, I would say.
Where's the optics mount?
So it doesn't have an optics mount, but to be honest,
why?
It doesn't need it. It's an AK.
Oh, but it needs the M-Lok ring.
Well, I mean, it looks cool.
But no optics ring.
Yeah, it doesn't need it. It's an AK.
What, so you run it with just irons and an M-Lok ring?
Yeah.
For what?
Get good.
You might as well just have just a nylon handguard then.
I have one of those. And moving on to the final and my personal current favorite new release from LCT is going to be the LCT RPK 16 LMG. It's an LMG. You guys saw this coming a mile away. You knew this was going to be my absolute favorite. Steel construction, of course. You'll love to see it. Polymer furniture on here that includes the pistol grip, the retractable folding stock, and of course this very nice handguard on here where you do get plenty of space for any sort of Picatinny accessories. You get a nice little Picatinny top cover as well on top of the dust cover integrated, so you don't have to worry about mounting anything else. It's just a very, very solid gun. And of course, if that weren't enough, it comes included with the drum mag. That's what I've been saying for this long. LMGs should all come included with box and or drum magazines, and thankfully this one delivers. And it's 2,000 rounds, mind you, that it delivers as well. This has definitely got to be the most LCT gun out of all the LCT guns that we've taken a look at so far, because every single metal component on this is going to be made out of steel. You know, with the other ones, the handguard, especially the M-Lok ones, those were going to be made out of aluminum because when it was supposed to, that was designed to be. However, this, steel all the way, baby. Steel all the way. No matter which option you just ultimately go with, whether you go with the correct choice of the RPK 16 or the P20, they're all going to be using the exact same version 3 gearbox with all the updated internals. You are going to be getting a current rating of about 410 to 420 with a rate of fire of 22 to about 24 RPS with an 11.1 LiPo. The internals of all the LCT models, as previously mentioned, are going to be using a version 3 gearbox. And in our opinion, LCT has got to be one of the best manufacturers for version 3 gearboxes. Most guys that will usually rock an LCT will throw in a couple of updates in there and just kind of leave it alone because it's already pretty solid. However, these new bad boys will come pre-installed with the new Gate Aster ETU right from the get-go, making these bad boys an absolutely insane value. The only upgrades you would ever really need to do at that point would probably be maybe an updated rotary hop-up chamber and a unicorn barrel setup, just so that you can be shooting absolute laser beams out of this guy, because let's be real, AKs just shoot more accurately than M4s. So with that, yeah, these are going to be an absolute nightmare to contend with. Okay, so you might be thinking to yourself, okay, so same old LCT but with a Gate Aster, big whoop, right? What's the point of making this video? Well, we actually thought the same thing too, until we looked at the price point. So all these models, you're getting the exact same build quality from LCT, exact same great version 3 gearbox, with the Gate Aster, for half the price of other LCT models. Currently, the LCT AK-104 AEG retails on Airsoft GI for $435. The LCT PPK-20 AEG retails for $445. The LCT LCKM AEG M-Lok currently retails for $475. And finally, the LCT RPK 16 AEG retails for $539. We are just completely baffled by this. Like, when we got these guns in, we were convinced that the pricing was off. We looked at the price and we thought, this is a mistake. So much so that we actually called LCT, contacted them, and let them know that, hey, there probably was an issue with their pricing. They looked at it and told us, no, that's right. You have to understand, some of the LCT guns are over $700, right? So you're getting the same AK, the same company, updated furniture, updated internals, for about half the cost. It's absolutely insane, and you get even more of a deal when you order from Airsoft GI because you automatically qualify for free shipping and reward store credit back. Now, at the $450 plus price point, this is still going to be an expensive Airsoft gun, you might be thinking, and you're right, this is still a high-end Airsoft gun nonetheless. However, you have to also consider what people used to do with LCTs back in the day. People would still be spending the same amount, if not more, money on an LCT, just the base gun by itself, not including any cost of any additional components like an ETU or a MOSFET, have to pay a tech to go ahead and have them installed, and various other parts as well. You could end up racking up close to $1,000, where LCT right now has literally come out and given you 50% discount off these Airsoft guns, and you're getting the same thing. The thing that really ruffles my feathers about this whole case is the fact that no one's really talking about these new LCTs. Right? We're so used to seeing ARs and M4s coming out with very similar, if not the same features, you know, and that being high-end, but not really for AK. We don't really see too many high-end AKs on the market. And I'm glad to say that LCT is finally getting with the times and currently innovating, because before, we were used to them being a high-end AK brand, but they had very bare bones, minimal internals. They didn't really have too many bells and whistles, but now they're finally innovating and bringing it into the 21st century with all these new models, and I'm glad to see it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let us know in the comment section which AK variant was your favorite. And stay tuned to the website as well. LCT has advised us that they will be updating their entire lineup to include the new updated internals as well. Hopefully they'll be able to go and update the price too. So make sure that you guys are subscribed, like the video, and you hit that bell icon so you're notified every time we drop new content. Make sure you get all your airsoft supplies and goodies from Airsoft GI if you want to support the channel directly. My name is Isaiah, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.